Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here and welcome back to another episode of Glory Hunter. In today's episode we have got a couple of big games. We've got Lille and OJ Nice incoming in two massive games here in the league. Without saying more and without going into why we're here a bit early, I just want to give you guys the opportunity to go give the episode a like down below. Just click the button and subscribe and leave a comment, anything. Just to allow the algorithm goals to pump this content out a little bit more to the others. Since we last met though, we've been in a good run of form. We have obviously played a couple of games in the Champions League as well because of last season. And even though that's not a focus, we'll definitely see how we go in that competition. I've also not called up a squad for Brazil because it looks like that the South American teams do not play as much internationals in FM, which is great. But I have called up my first semi-Brazil squad. And then as well on top of that, we're here because the board have requested to give me a new contract. We need to really think about this one. So we have a look at my contract here, where you don't expire to the end of 2031. So that's the end of the season. Now, if I believe that we were good enough to go win the league this year, or say, for instance, by the way, PSG have faltered, and we are ahead of them, but only problem is that OJ Nice and FC Nantes are ahead of us. If I was in a position where I was on 22 points and PSG was on 17, I'd probably be in a position where I'd turn around and go, maybe we don't go for a contract now, wait and see what happens in the second half of the year, and if we start to choke, try and get a contract. But I just feel like we need that security. Now, the main reason why we might opt to not do a contract, which is what we did at Newcastle, but we had another year left after it, is because it makes it easy for other teams to pick me up and not pay as much compensation. Now, I haven't come up into the problem where the board has refused to lower my compensation if I wanted to leave, and we could always resign, I guess, as well. Yeah, obviously at Newcastle, it's pretty natural for me to reject a contract when we're winning the league, and we'll storm in the FA Cup, and then the Europa League, was just easy. So I am going to enter a contract talk here as well. I think it's a fantastic idea. There we go. I believe that I pressed the right one. Yeah, it was always the one on the left. I got worried there for a second. But as everything loads up, we need to talk about a few different things here in the save at the minute. Firstly, Ramirez has been outrageous. Now, he doesn't get close to my Brazilian squad. I had a look through Brazil, and my word, there is some players in the Brazilian squad that are next level. And I'm going to leave that for my first came in charge of Brazil sort of episode. I don't know when that's going to be. If we have a look here, we look at the schedule for Brazil. I don't have anything planned until 2031 for now. I could arrange a friendly at some point. Don't think there's any reason to at the minute, so that's fine. But yeah, Ramirez looks out of this world, physically pretty good, mentally he's flying, and more important, this kid has got a couple goals and assists off the bench and has a goal in the Champions League that win me a draw against Inter as well. So he's the first one I wanted to speak about. In saying that though, the rest of the team and the squad's been very good. So Sicily's the PSG. Only other game that we dropped points in the league is RC Lens, where we rotated before PSV. I do want to get through the league phase of the Champions League because it's better for my reputation. And the rotated side had 12 shots, could only put one on target, did not score, which has been unlike us because in every other game we've scored a lot. Pump Marseille, SM Cien was very similar to the Lens game. Troyes, Lorient, we pumped in Toulouse, Saint-Étienne, and then we just played Inter and scored a 88th minute equaliser there as well. But the football's been pretty darn good. If you have a look at the data hub here, we've been mostly playing in the 4-2-3-1. This was a 4-for-3 against Inter, but you look at our last 5 matches and you go to Toulouse, for instance, in the 5, we have been very, very dominant, which is great. We had some worries about Soler, but he's got 6 and 7 this year, which is pretty good. Had some worries about Galbert, but he's got 4 from out wide. And Aristobal has started slowly, but has now started to dictate games and how we play. Still only freestyle in a shadow striker role, but if you have a look at him at the minute, he's growing, he's looking fantastic, he's mentally very, very switched on. If I don't win the league or the French Cup this season, I think we'll win whatever competition it is next year, and he's a little bit better as well. So, there's a lot of things going on here that's pretty good. Yuri Tielemans' new signings look fantastic, even though he's losing space, and Diambu has been ticking it over very, very well in the league as well. So I have no issues at the minute. I've got FC Metz in 2 days' time. I'll recap that game there in a second as well. And then we've got Lille before Porto before OJ Nice. Now, Champions League-wise, we currently sit in 8th. And our group of our league phase games are PSV, which we've already won, Inter, which we drew, Porto at home, which is a winnable, Spurs, Man United, Barcelona, West Ham, one of our former teams, and the Puskas Academy, who generally get some decent names through their academy, but should be winning that one. Straight off the bat, Spurs at home is a pretty good one. We're probably losing the Man United and the Barcelona one. West Ham away, very difficult because we know West Ham's very good. I'll build them into a powerhouse on this save. And then Puskas Academy, yeah, could be interesting as well. Puts us in a very good spot. I'm going to see you guys in a second for the Lille game. Just remember to give the episode a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and leave that comment. Welcome into match day number 1 of the doubleheader here in the league. We got Lille away from home, and this is one of the games I traditionally would say we should play for free. Free in, however, with how well the 4-2-3-1's been going, I have got full confidence in us playing it. We obviously didn't see the Metz game. We won 4-0. They went down to 10 men. We went ballistic. Can I just say, Soler this season has been scoring his chances. Last year, not bad. This year, though, he's been immense, and a very good decision to not buy a striker and trust our former international that we were in charge of. So we've done very well there. On top of that as well, I have to say yet again, big shout out to Blesser. Came off the bench, got a couple of assists in that game. I know it was against 10 men, but quality player. Apparently we got a trait. Stick to the left-hand side of the pitch. No, I prefer him to cut in, actually, from wings. Maybe I'll set that up after this game. PSG have already played and won, but we are still ahead of them by 2 points. OJ Nice have already played and won as well. They have only dropped points to Lorient this year in the league, just drew the Lille themselves, and we play them next. So that is massive. We need to go out here and win. This is the first time I've had Jonathan David since his broken leg on the bench as well, which is really huge. And yes, I will be rotating against Porto because, look, at the end of the day, the Champions League, we don't need to win it. Team is Markovic, Vanderson, and now Kim Min Jae, who is starting to decline a touch in his physical, but still is a monster. Pellegrini is in because we do have, unfortunately, an injury to Becker, who is now, if you look at the League One season preview, is the best left back in the league, or left wing back, so that's always nice to know that we made a good signing there. Yuri Tillemans and Dambu have been fantastic together. Galbert has been an amazing for himself as well. Aristobal has only been getting better and better, but Tunya and Soler. The big thing that I've noticed in this 4-2-3-1 has been the press and the amount of aggression that we have. I'm very, very wary, though, that this is probably not the game to play it, and this is historically, or this is what I intended to play the 4-3-3 in, but I want to see what we do. They're lining up in 5 at the back is the main reason that we're doing it. Paulina's in the middle. They got Darmian out on the left. Mahaley is still there as well, and Camper, the Australian, is that left centre-back. I am rushing a little bit into this because the Crows are playing Collingwood as I'm filming this, and it's currently half-time, and I want to go back to watching the Crows choke what was a very good start. Anyhow, if you enjoy your AFL, let me know in the comment section below. Who do you support and who do you think is going to win the flag? Because it's very open this year. Very good start from us here, but unfortunately nothing to write home about just yet. But Pellegrini picks that one up, and he looks down the line to Roman Galbert, who finds Aristobal, who needs some help, and he finds Yuri Tillemans, and Pellegrini beats the challenge, which is great. And he should whip a ball in here, and he does indeed, but it's cleared away, but only as far as their striker, and they're on the break here. And this is what my worry would have been in this 4-3-3, is that we get hit on the break too much. Gutty now. We look at the press. We don't win. Mahaley. He's got to get a chance to cross. Cleared. Pellegrini, but Trunia now. Poor touch. This is going to be a goal. Oh, it's so horrid to look at and watch. It's just a poor touch. We have a world-class centre mid in Batunia, and he apparently forgets that he can touch a football and wear the team 1-0 down. I think if we lose this game, we won't win the league this year. So I'm just going to put it out there. If we lose this game, we won't win the league. As that heads over. And the main reason is PSG will go on some crazy one where they win about the next 15, 18 games in a row, and that will be it. So I feel like we really need to keep in front of them by more than 2 points for as long as possible. But Tunya now, free kick, hits the bar. I wouldn't even say that's the 4-2-3-1's fault, that goal. It's just, unfortunate. We're doing well with the ball, just not creating the clear-cut chance. And it's one of those games where apparently we forget we can shoot, as Darmian picks the ball up. Ball goes out there, the Kakei, picked off by Soler, and Ryan Soler's quick enough to go and run. Beats one challenge. Still going here. Soler was pulled back, arguably. Referee says no. Sure. They go long, picked up by Kim Min Jae, but only as far as Paldina, picked up by Batunia in that half space, which is perfect. And then he turns into someone else. We're going to get him off. But Tunia's giving the ball away again for the second time, and it's going to lead to a second goal. It nearly did. That is really, really poor from one of our best players. Second time he's given the ball away in the dangerous area. Vanderson now bombing on. Ball in block, but Trunya, does he give it away this time? Arguably nearly did. Yuri Tielemans from distance test Anu Tenas. Unfortunately for us, it's a very easy and comfortable save there for the former Barcelona goalkeeper. But yeah, Trunya, as much as I love him, has having an absolute shocker out there at the minute. Soler now loses out. And they're on the break here, Leon. Sorry, Lille, not Leon. Apologies to all the Lille fans. 2 minutes. Would love the sneaker goal right before half time. Diambu returns, but Trunya dropping in, which I like, but he's having a stinker of a day. So yeah, here he is again. Needs to find the right ball. Aristobol's with him. Very good. Great ball. Soler's one-on-one. Dinks the keeper. And see when Trunya drops in and plays the right ball. He is quality. It's a ball from Aristobal to Soler, and it's a dinked finish, and it's unbelievable. It's well worked from the goal kick. I almost want to go back to where the goal kick was taken, if you can let me, game. Ball out, and now drives in, creates the overload there with Diambu, but Trunya dropping in to create a little triangle so he can play out, and now we've got 1, 2, 3 guys in 3 different passing lanes, and you could go out the other side, which would be the wrong thing to do. Easy to Yuri Tielemans dropping in, but Trunya's here, in the moving into the channels of Aristobal, and then, well, we had him on toast. All he needed was a good ball, and Aristobal is quality when it comes to that, considering that he has crazy amounts of vision and passing and technique. He is perfect, and he tries those killer balls. We do have parity here, and because of that, Trunya is going to stay out now as well. I wouldn't say a draw is a good result, but I wouldn't say it's horrid, considering what's been going on this season. Now, Nell's picked up a booking and is on a 6.1, and we've got a lot of bookings out there too, which I don't like. I'm actually going to move us into the 4-3-3. I don't want us to get caught too much here. Kim Min-jan's also a little bit legless. Diambu's also a little bit legless. I'm going to actually move Trunya back a line here. Aristobal and Trunya's actually going to roam, and I'm going to bring in Belesa as an inverted winger there on attack and get him running at people. Think that's going to be the play. Don't have another centre-back that I can really bring on here as well, so we're going to have to risk Kim Min-jan. And that's fine. Going to move to the 4-3 here. Main reason is that I want us to get hit the break. We're starting to get a little bit legless. So with us losing a bit of fitness, the 4-3 I think is a smart move. Roman Galbert's had his best of game. First, I'm going to see Jonathan David this season. But Trunya is going to come out, and I'm actually going to get Goretzka in as a box-to-box, I think, as well. Yuri Tielemans a little bit dead too, so I think Emery will come in as well. Really try and shore up the midfield. We go 4-3-3. We're going to play our football. We're going to get on the ball, knock it around, and have a midfield that will work. Here we go. Is there going to be a moment here, away from home? Hopefully. Time ticks. No real highlights here in the second half. Wow. Well, look, I will say 1-1's not the worst result. We were the better side and we probably deserved to win. And I think going 4-3-3 there is the smartest move. You know, we have seen that we've shipped some late goals in the system. And they are a really good side, and I would normally line up 4-3-3 here. I wanted to play the 4-2-3-1, and I think we're right to do so. I think we were valued to probably be leading the game when they scored. It was a mistake from one of our best players. And, you know, we've had quite a handful of bookings and a very tired back four. 4-3-3 is a little bit less heavy intensity there and allows us to knock the ball around and control the game. So, would have expected another highlight or two, but we did get a draw. I have to sympathise with the boys that we should have won the game. But I think we're starting to get to that stage where we're now, look, PSG got a game in hand, they go level with us. It's yet again that same old story that, you know, when PSG are having their best of the year, you need to be flying, and we haven't flown out the box. We're not on that 27, 28 point mark where we need to be after 10 games. I honestly feel that when you need to win League One, and because I've played in France a lot on FM, more I think 3 times now in the last 4 years, I've done long-term saves in France. To beat PSG, you need to be after 10 games as close to 30 points as possible, but nothing less than 26. That's kind of the feel. We're on 23, so we've probably failed after our first 10 games. And the fact that PSG, even though they've had a poor start, can win their game in hand and then go to 23 points, which they more than likely will do, puts me in a precarious position. Because yet again, it's that, we've done okay, but yeah, there we are. Also, when you need to win the title in France, you need the other team to still continue to be horrid and you be good. Usually that is the case in France. Usually it's PSG with yourselves and that's it, and the rest of them fall by the wayside. Looks like in this save, FC Nantes and OJ Nice have done very well in their recruitment because they were around the mark last year, especially FC Nantes, and they're around the mark again this year. Think that is a slightly disappointing point. Maybe you guys might roast me in the comment section for saying maybe I should have went more aggressive and kept the 4-2-3-1, but I also think that's a point gain and losing 3 points, 2 points there to trying to win. With that being said, I'll see you guys in a second for OJ Nice for the second part of this game. And I will say in that one there, I think we need to go out there and try and win it. Because if we don't win that one, we're going to be in a position where maybe it's just looking like we need to fight for the French Cup more than us trying to win the league this season. Welcome back, YouTube. Game number 2. We've obviously got OJ Nice here in the league, but we did just play Porto. We won 1-0. She just rotated and won a game that we probably had no right in winning. Markovic was fantastic in goal in this one here. And look, just to have a look at this goal from Jonathan David. First start in the team since his broken leg, which he sustained for Canada, and he whips one into the top bin. Not a bad goal at all to be winning the game there in the 4-3-3. Now, we do have a couple of options into what we do here today. We have got the 4-2-3-1, which has been playing super duper well. We're at home and we must win, so I'm leaning that way, but we could do other things. Secondly, unfortunately for us, Pellegrini suspended, Diambu suspended, Becker's coming back from injury, and I'm going to risk him because I've got no other really starting left back, and then Zahiri's going to go into the Segundo Volante for this one because lost a lot of physical this year and is really becoming a little bit too old. Now, hopefully Becker doesn't do a long-term injury here or anything like that. I could move Pascal out on that side as well, but I want to start well in the 4-2-3-1, maybe get a goal or two, and then get Becker off and move Pascal as a bit more of an inverted winger maybe, and just sit in and not do too much, or inverted wing back and kind of defend out, but we'll see what happens here. Anyway, OJ Nice have got Scamacca and Martinelli up top, and they're both very good players. Emery wins the ball. Batunya, who hopefully has a better game today than what he did in the last one. Becker now. Ball through. Aristobal. We lead 1-0. Is it going to count? Have we just scored inside of 30 seconds here against OJ Nice? This would be huge against top of the table OJ Nice. We do lead. VAR rules in our favour. We lead 1-0. Batunya with the ball. Great driving run. Becker, playing injured, slips one into the channel, and the shadow strike of Aristobal, he is fantastic scores. Now, 2 minutes in, another highlight here. Ball that goes long that's picked off by the OJ Nice defenders, and Lucas, who was my third choice keeper when I was in charge of France, wins it. Flicked on by Martinelli to Scamacca, picked off by Emery, but falls back to Scamacca. Talon Bullet back a line, picked off by Becker again. He's been fantastic. Kim Min, what a ball. Now, Roman Galbert's quick, but he holds it up instead. Tielemans now, and Min Jan with a ball all the way back to Markovic. Very well done. If it wasn't on, you go again. We go out the other side. And Emery now looks over the top. Soler, one-on-one, round the keeper. What a block. Big Joel, what a block. We could have been 2-0 up inside 2.5 minutes. Unfortunately, still only 1-0. How about Trunya? Ball in, cleared away only as far as Aristobal. But Trunya fires, that's going to be another corner. Looks good, unfortunately not been good. Hang on, that makes no sense. Looks good, but unfortunately not been good. Looks good, but unfortunately only still 1-0, only been 4 minutes. That was the weirdest thing I've said in a YouTube episode in a long time. Hungry. I am hungry. I've been watching the footy. Crows lost by a point. Now I'm hungry. So mine is a mess. Anyhow, we lead 1-0. We should have been leading by 2 at least against the 4-4-2 here. We're looking to really squeeze that middle line. Corner again. Kim Min Jan is a big boy. Heads over though. Could see him definitely get a run on his defender there at the front stick. Unfortunately for us, as much as we've dominated, only 1-0. Another corner, but Batunya again, the front stick cleared away. Only as far as Becker, who's playing with that injury, drives. Looks fantastic, this Becker. Gets to the byline, cuts it, falls to Soler. And that's the thing. You put on cross more often and they start whipping it in slightly earlier. You know, when you're thinking good cross more often, you're thinking they're going to cross from very deep. But cross more often with the byline, they actually start crossing where, to me, that's theoretically the byline, but in this area here is kind of the byline, but that's a ball and a half. Soler taps home. It is 2-0, and we look good. And Becker and his little salvo is on an 8.8. And saying that though, he's on an 8.9, and I'm kind of have to get him off here because he looks absolutely cooked. So Pascal Lafleur, who can go on the other side, will go in there, and he's actually going to go as an inverted wing back there on defend and tell him to sit in and not do too much. We risked our best left back, and he has been absolutely sensational with 2 assists in the first 30 minutes of the match, and we lead 2-0, and I'm very happy with that, to be fair. Doing brilliantly. Keep it up, boys. I'm going to leave the system. Tempted to maybe change the system into the 4-3-3 defensive. But you guys can see when we get going in this 4-2-3-1, we are dynamite. We are looking good out there. Still looking okay. I might actually just do one little thing here. Getting a couple bookings now. Going to tell us to stop getting stuck in here. I don't want to get any more bookings here as well. Time ticking away. Going to get Galbert off on a booking. We are going to get in Balesa as a winger on attack, mainly with the inverted winger. Going to get the width to still stay on that side. I think that's going to be quite important here. On top of that, everyone else is playing superbly well. I don't really want to make any big amount of changes, so we're actually going to let this one roll a little bit longer. I'm waiting to see if someone becomes unfit somewhere down the line. Dominated the game. We've only allowed them 36% of the ball, and they're looking dead. I think we're leaving it on the 4-2-3-1 for the full match here, boys. As that's hit the bar. That has hit the bar. I reckon that was Balesa that got up there. That would have been fantastic. Another corner here. Another set piece. Yuri Tielemans. Whips one back stick. Headed over the bar there by Min Jae. Would have been nice. Another corner. We are all over him at the minute. But Tunya now, Min Jae heads. Finally, at the 4th time of asking, we finally score. Min Jae's such a big boy. It's only his first goal for the season. I've seen him miss a lot of headers already this year. But that one's in. And top of the table, OJ Nice are being dispatched, ladies and gentlemen. Being dispatched. I am now going to move us into the 4-3-3. I don't think we really need to overcommit here too much, to be quite fair. I am going to preview Tillman's back a line. I am going to get Quinton Timber in for Anel, just to go in as well. Yuri Tillman's is going to come off here, and I'm going to bring on... Actually going to bring on Pablo Torre, because Goretzka's a little bit dead from the other game. I'm just going to get him in here, just as a Mazzala there, on support, moving around the game. And lucky last, Arista Bowles had a pretty good game too. But I'm actually going to give Jonathan David an opportunity to come in and see what he can do here as well. Gonna actually, before I forget as well, Lafleur inside and winger on attack. Gonna move into the 4-3-3 here. Look to knock the ball around here, keep it, and just take the sting out the game. We've absolutely killed OJ Nice. They've given them absolute nothing. And well, they've looked absolutely legless. Must have played midweek. A last gasp highlight for them to get a consolation goal, which I would be quite annoyed at because we deserve a clean sheet, but Emery wins a tackle, but it falls back to him. And Igor now. Pizzella. Shen Meg. Pizzella. Shen Meg. Great ball to Moffey. Scores. Unfortunately for us, it is a consolation goal. It looked onside. I hate them. They annoy me because I want clean sheets. I live and die by clean sheets. And when you make a more defensively minded change from a hyper super duper press 4-2-3-1 and your guys are tired to a more possession based 4-3-3, you shouldn't ship a goal. Well, it makes more sense for us to concede if we kept playing 4-2-3-1, but that seems to always happen no matter what you do on FM. So we concede one really late, but we win 3-1, and that's all that matters. And it was a pretty good game. Becker got man of the match playing 40 minutes. That was huge. And that puts us on top of the tree for now, but obviously there's going to be a couple of teams playing on the Sunday. I might send my assistant to that. I want to know what happens on the Sunday and see where we sit after this episode. Absolutely dominated, and look, 4-3-3 change and then bang. Don't know why that FM does that. That should actually help you keep control of the game, but yeah. PSG did win the last game kickoff, so we're ahead of PSG on goal difference. FC Nantes play tomorrow, and they might be playing Lille, considering they haven't played just yet. So let's stick live and see when FC Nantes play, and see where we sit at the end of this episode. Overall match momentum, we've already checked it out. Did OJ Nice play a few days before this game? Because they were dead. Yeah, they played in the Champions League against Juve and got beat 1-0 away in Italy. So that probably makes a bit of sense. Alright, now who's playing today? That's what we need to check out. Brazil plays in action. OJ Nice. Not OJ Nice. FC Nantes playing Lorient. Okay, so FC Nantes should be top at the end of this episode. However, let's find out. Even they should draw, really. Alright, let's go find out. Give me my results, and then that'll be the episode done. They did. They won 3-0. FC Nantes are flying at the minute. They've only dropped a few games via draws, have not lost the game this season. So there we go. We don't play them until December, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, that's going to be a big game. But FC Nantes are flying. They're on 29 points. We're 3 points behind them. We're level on points with PSG, but we're right in the title hunt. We didn't lose in today's episode. We've only lost the one game to PSG. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can go on a little bit of a run and FC Nantes start to regress down the line. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much for checking out the episode today. Give it a like, to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and until next time, I'll see you guys for another big game here in France as we're pushing for the title to complete, hopefully, the French side of Glory Hunter. Till next time, thank you and goodbye.